So here's the center console. Whenever I butt it up against the dash, this bar hits it right here. So I'm going to have to cut off this bar, cut all right here, make it go down straight line, and then same thing for the other side. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm using a Dremel so I could get a more precise cut for all those smaller spaces. But let me go and do that, and then I'll show y'all what I got. Okay, so ended up getting the seats in and the center console in. Nothing's bolted down yet. But as far as the wiring for the 12-volt plug-in chargers, there's 3 of them on this console, but I just wired them all in line, and then I wired them to the cigarette lighter, so it only turns on whenever you key on the truck. So for those of you that are trying to wire it to your cigarette lighter, this plug right here, it's going to be those 2 wires, this red wire and this black and I guess red wire. I don't know, it's pretty faded, looks like it's pink, but it's going to be those 2 wires. Just cut and just wired them in, but everything works on there. And as far as the wiring to get power to both seats, so here's the existing 3rd gen connection. What you're going to do, you're just going to cut these 2 wires right here, this black one and this orange/red one. You can make it cleaner. You can pop this off and actually pull that pin out from the wire, so it'll completely take those wires out, but I just went in and cut it with scissors. So these are the 2 wires. I went ahead and made a little wiring harness, so this basically connects to the power wires on the 4th gen seats. And for those of you that are wanting to know which are the power wires on your 4th gen seats, so it's going to be the bigger plug, which is this one, and it's going to be the 2 wires on the end, kind of similar to the 3rd gen, your black one and then your red wire right there. So I basically just cut those. So then, that goes to there to give power to the 4th gen seats, and I spliced in another set of wires running to the other seat over there. So let me go over there and I'll show you how I did that. So this is the passenger side. So here's that same wire that's running from the driver's side. So the wires that you need to cut to get power on the passenger seat is going to be that black and white wire and that orange and reddish looking wire. I initially thought it was the black and the red wire right there. I spliced into that, but it didn't give me power. But it's this black and orange and red wire that'll give you power to your passenger seats. I think that black and red wire might be for the heaters. I'm not too sure. Haven't got too in depth into wiring the heaters yet. But yeah, got power. But let me go ahead and bolt this up and then I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so for you guys that have your 4th gen seats in, and when you buckle in, you'll have your seatbelt light indicator constantly on, thinking that you're not clicked in. I already fixed mine, so the computer already thinks that the seatbelt is already clicked in, so the light went off. I'll go ahead and show you what wires you need to connect in order to get your seatbelt light off. You could do this one of 2 ways. You could do it the way I did it, first way. Basically, you'll cut 2 wires on your harness and then you'll basically tie them together. That's pretty much it. You're just closing the circuit just to turn that dash light off. But the two wires that are for your seat belt is going to be this this green wire right here. It's in the middle of this clip right here, so I cut that one, and then it's going to be this black wire right here, which is next to this yellow and green one. Yes, I just cut those, cut that black one, cut that green one, and then close the circuit off right there, and it turned my seatbelt light off. Second way you could do it, same thing, cut those two wires on your 4th gen seats. There's your seatbelt connection harness, those two green wires. You could trace those wires to the end of your harness. It's somewhere in there, two green ones, I'm not too sure which ones. But you'll cut those and then connect those two green wires to that black and green wire. And I don't think it really matters what wire you connect to what, because you're just basically closing the circuit just to turn that dash light off. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, so now the computer thinks my seatbelt light, or my seatbelt, is buckled in all the time, which that won't bother me at all. But that dash light's gone now. For those of you that want to turn your dash light off, this is how you do it. As far as the seatbelt buckles, I ended up switching my 3rd gen buckles onto the 4th gen seats. Kept my 3rd gen latches. They did click into the 4th gen buckles, but it felt a little loose, so I ended up switching the 3rd gen buckles for the 4th gen buckles. And as far as the center console, it just sits in the center. It's pretty solid, so it doesn't move or anything like that, for those of you that are wondering. But yeah, here it is. Okay, so I went ahead and got the front seats in and the center console. Everything turned out pretty nice and went in pretty smooth. As far as the center console, yeah, I got a couple scratches right there, so don't mind that. Got this for pretty cheap. Other than that, as far as the center console, you got this gap right here. It's pretty smooth on both sides. I took my time on it. Like I said, I just used a Dremel for it. As far as the tools that I used, when I was using the Dremel, I used this cutting wheel right here for the big plastic pieces, and then I just use this sanding sleeve just to get up close to the plastic, and then just sanded it pretty smooth. Looks pretty good. So there's no plastic pieces sticking out. But yeah, other than that, the seats have power both sides. You got power to all the outlets. Like I said, there's one there, there's one inside here, and there's one in the back. As far as my connections, I just used, let me see if I can zoom in. I just used the quick disconnects, so I could unplug it, plug it back in if I need to take the seats out or anything. I used 12 gauge wire, for those of you that are wondering. And then I used, what's this tape called? I guess wire loom tape. It's pretty good. It's better than electrical tape, I think. Just makes everything look cleaner. But yeah, here's the 4th gen seats. Passenger side got its power too. So, and I showed y'all how to wire that up too, so that's pretty easy. I could quick disconnect that side too if I need to. But yeah, if you haven't done the 4th gen seat swap in a 3rd gen, I do recommend it. They are a lot, they're very comfortable. One thing I did notice is that you do sit up higher. But other than that, yeah, seats are pretty comfortable. I'll show y'all guys the back again. Yeah, so there's the back. And as far as that bracket, I didn't cut. Another good reason to, if you don't want to cut the bracket, if you do decide you want to get rid of your 4th gen seats, you could sell them and they'll just bolt right up into the 4th gen Ram without having to sell the guy or girl a bracket that's cut. But yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe.